Yo, 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 welcome everybody to TCR, Trinity Competitive Racing. We are here for round number 6, here in the silver class for what looks to be a intermediate wet Singapore Grand Prix, although this is just the qualifying to begin, and as always, we are in season 13. I want to welcome everybody back to some TCR racing after the long-awaited break that we've had. Last time we saw all of you was in Austria, round number 5. We had some mixed conditions, I believe, throughout the week, and looks like we're starting off with some wet conditions here as well. We are live on both the Twitch and the YouTube, so welcome everybody to the stream. And hopefully all audio levels are good, and you can let me know throughout the entirety. We're going to need your help for the comments, and bring comments and questions in. That'll definitely add to the stream tonight. But in my co-captain seat here today, we have a new co-commentator for the first time, Platinum Class driver Silent. Welcome aboard. Welcome to your first commentary here in TCR, and what are we expecting from the race here tonight? Yeah, Singapore is one of the longer tracks on the Formula One schedule, and also our schedule. And there's lots of corners. I believe there's like 25? I don't know. I don't exactly know. I should know. I should get a track map here shortly. But the Singapore races, I mean, if they really are wet, intermediate or even the full wet conditions, we're in for a really long one. So hopefully everyone has their drinks and beverages, and you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We got 16 drivers here tonight, so we should have a fair amount to get through. Wow. And I believe the only track that has beaten that is the newly added Jeddah track. I think they have around 28, but the way they count their corners, a lot of them are cheap corners. I wouldn't really think Jeddah has 28 different corners, or whatever the number is there. Maybe that's another check you can do. But these corners here at Singapore, they're all worthy. Every corner is pretty much a corner for the most part, as Rafa comes around 22 and 23. First one to set a lap time, and that's the benchmark right there, 54.6 in the intermediate conditions. Oh man. So a little recap for those who need one, because I need one. We were in Austria last time out, and it was, I believe, if I get this right here, was it Sir Charles? Let's see, hold up. No, it was Syrah that took the win last week, or 2 weeks ago. For some reason I don't remember that. Syrah, did he actually win? I don't really remember. Well, man, yeah, that definitely shows the week off that we all enjoyed. Sure. So Syrah, I honestly couldn't even tell you, but yeah, he's in the Williams. The Williams here with Syrah and Camden. I could have sworn it was Charles, but I guess not. So Syrah doing himself well. I'm expecting the same here tonight. Let's see who else we got. Palmer goes 53.6. Tebow 4/10 quicker. And Sir Charles is also on a lap here. The championship contenders are going to be those two mentioned. It's going to be Thibaut in the Ferrari and Sir Charles in the McLaren. 90 points to Thibaut, 65 to Sir Charles, and not too far behind is the Williams of Syrah. I guess that win last week actually added to his total quite nicely. He's sitting at 56. Blend Machine 1 point below in 4th position. And Rafa Hulk in 5th, 48 points, tied with actually Got Palmer. So quite close. We're in round 6, so next week will be the halfway point. Next week we are at, as mentioned earlier, the newly added track to the schedule of Jeddah, and that'll be the first time TCR will be racing at Jeddah this week. And also for the Platinum class, it's one of their special events. That's going to be the full qualifying event, so that's going to be really exciting. It's a high speed, a lot of action, and we go from one street circuit to almost a completely different street circuit, and that'll get us to that halfway point of 14 rounds. Yeah, you know, the difference in speed from low speed, as Charles goes 5th, to race fuel, I'm sure it's going to be such a huge difference, because on low fuel, you know, at least for the Platinum class, doing the 100%, the full qualifying, we're going to be on, you know, if you make it to Q3, you're going to have a lot of laps and a lot of practice on the low fuel, and then all of a sudden, to get right into the race, full race fuel, I don't even know how many laps it is. I think it's probably in the 20s or so. Yeah, so it's a lot of fuel you're taking on board, especially through the middle sector, or first to middle sector of the twisty bits. Yeah, well, that's what I like about the wet conditions. You can pretty much just put whatever lap of fuel you need in the car and just kind of go for it. Try to get used to those conditions. You know, it is raining, but the track surface doesn't look too bad. It looks more dry than wet, at least at this stage. You know what? Yeah, that might be, what are you on, the PlayStation 5? Yeah, that'll do it. I'm on my old PlayStation 4, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. The graphics are probably terrible. Let's see what lap Thibaut is going to do here. Palmer went 2/10 quicker, and then Thibaut responds directly, just marginally in front of Palmer. Man, Rafa Hulk kinda in the way, but oh, Palmer actually spun it. He's gonna be in the wall here. He's gonna watch out for some traffic. Oh, man, he gets it turned around just nicely. Oh, we have Syrah out. Where did that crash? Let's go on board Mina. Yeah, Syrah is on the left side of the track. So that's going to be it for his qualifying. 53.495 is best he can do before the tricky conditions caught him out. You know, with Singapore being such a difficult track, we are running the strict limits, but in the mixed conditions here, I see a few drivers not with the lap time. Vince, Blinn, and Sir Vapor. I know the bottom two definitely can be competing for pole here tonight, as we've seen in previous races. Looks like Vapor's just starting a lap now. And with 5-6 minutes left, not to have even a lap on the board is a little worrisome. And that's the confidence he's growing, lap by lap, as Blinn is just starting a lap here, hoping not to invalidate or get something terribly wrong. Vapor will look at his status. Looks like Vince got a lap in, good enough for 13th. Now, we usually get word on what the conditions are like in the race. Some drivers usually let us know. I didn't see anything yet, but that leads me to believe it could be dry. Maybe let me check. No, I don't have nothing. So that's always interesting to see what setups they go with. If it's like this, I would probably predict drivers using the dry setups possibly. But if it's the full wet, like I said earlier, we're in for a treat. We're gonna be here for a little while. Yeah. You know what? I wonder if we've actually ever gotten to a 2-hour limit. We've had some long races, but I wonder if the game would actually implement that. Does it? That would be nice. That would be interesting to test. As Sir Vapor comes into the pits, is it drying out here, do you think? No. So Vapor came into the pits thinking, hey, this track's drying out. If I put a lap time here, it's not going to do me any good. I'm going to have to come into the pits now. As Blinn does the opposite, he goes P5, so at least he has a time on the board. But if everybody comes out on maybe the soft tire, which I don't see anyone yet, it does look like it's drying up really quick. The rain's almost gone. It's going to be all down to the final laps to predict who's going to be on pole in the starting positions. Yeah, this is going to get good now. I love, I don't really mind the wet, but I mean, I think it's more interesting when it's the conditions are mixing and you kind of have to predict the strategy rather than just the same conditions all throughout the session of qualifying or even the race. As now Charles is going quicker. He's still out on this lap. Now, he's missed that opportunity to come in and get fresher intermediates or even a dry tire. So the McLarens are opting to stay out here. Charles 4th, his teammate 5th. You see Palmer, first one to pick the dry tire of the soft, but I don't know, he's gonna, yeah, but Tebow's coming out on the inters, so Palmer, I mean, he already has a nice lap to begin with, but I mean, if everybody goes improved on those intermediates, you know, we could see him go down. Oh, do we have a, ooh, man. Yep. That'd be probably 16th if a Vapor can get a lap in, so the only one to try it is Scott Palmer. And we're going to be looking on board. Hopefully he makes it around. He should be able to. Oh wait, why is I could have sworn Palmer was out much earlier. What happened? That's really weird. I don't know what happened. I thought Palmer came out of the pits like a minute ago, and he's still on his outlap. Like, he didn't move, nothing. I don't know if that was some glitch or not, but he's gonna have no opportunity there. Well, he didn't get it right, but Tebow, he's on an outlap, so he's just crossing line just in time as he almost loses the back of the car there. And there's another, yeah, the Haas is coming in. There's a McLaren coming around the final sector. Let's see if he'll get a lap. No, Charles, he's coming into the pits. Although I think he might have been able to set another lap time, so let's check on board. Let's check on board one by one. Vince is coming around the final sector, and it says he's checkered flagged. Alright. DeGabry, Aston Martin, is second up on his previous best. That's not going to be a pole position, but that could be an improvement to the top 10. All drivers should have a free tire choice depending on the race conditions. DeGabry goes 9th. Mina's still on a lap. Oh, he hits the wall. Yeah, that's it for him. And Chibar was right behind him. I don't think he's on a lap. Yeah, no, he's definitely backed out of it. But Vapor, let's see. Still only driver with no lap time. If he nails this, this could be time to perfection. But we still have Tebow behind. Sir Vapor to the line. It's going to be P4. Broomhandle to the line. P3. And to claim another pole position. Will he improve on his time? Let's see. I would assume so. Tebow in the Ferrari, setting a precedent of a 51.428. Pretty much perfect qualifying from the Ferrari, and his competitors, they're all behind him. That must feel good. Possibly. That was his last win. Alright, so pole position goes to Tebow. I believe that's definitely not his first. This would be his... Wow. This is his 5th pole position, which is pretty dominant in the qualifying phase. 5 pole positions, he only converted 2 to a win. He's got a few other podiums, but... Oh, you know what? I do remember what happened at Austria. It's all coming back to me, Silent. I'm pretty sure what happened. It was Tebow and Silent. No, you weren't racing. Tebow and Charles. They were battling, and Tebow disconnected. And Sir Charles I think had some contact with his AI, and they both spun to the back, and then it allowed others like Syrah in the front with some nice speed to capture it, and Tebow had to do another recovery drive, and we've always been looking at some more races than not have been more recovery drives, so I wonder if he can do it from start to finish, lead this race and win the race without needing to do one of those recovery drives. So we'll see if that all sets true. I would check, just make sure you check your audio sharing settings. Maybe one of them's clicked off in the party. Thanks for letting us know, TJ. Not that Silent was talking a whole, like, paragraphs, but we didn't get to the good stuff yet, so we didn't really miss much. But hopefully you can. It should be a setting in the party, and then or your system settings. No, I don't know. I don't believe so. I think if you go to where we are in the party. No, it's not that. It would be, you got to go to audio settings and make sure that your audio is getting shared. All right, so let's check the. There's the tires. The free tire choice coming into effect here. Top 3 on the mediums. Camden on the hards, first driver to do so. Blend Machine in 7th, also on the hards. Rav Hulk in 9th, and Mina a P14 on the hard tire. Vince and McSwim got DQ'd on the formation lap, but they'll still be able to start up. Vince is the only driver to opt for those soft tires. The soft tires, they don't really last too long. But, you know, if we get a caution, safety car early on in this race, that could help them out. But the strategy is all open here today, and the safety cars will definitely come into effect. And that'll definitely change how this race plays out. But it'll be Tebow lining up on the grid. Nice shot here. Look at this. As we get the 5 red lights for the Singapore Grand Prix here in the silver class. Let's do it. Palmer gets a nice start off the front row. He's going to challenge Tebow in the front, but Tebow's got the line, and he'll hold on to the lead. Following behind his broom handle, you got Camden Luca and the Red Bull of Vapor side by side. This will follow into turn 4. And down this next straightaway, which would be the DRS zone. Not enabled, of course. Charles getting a nice run here on Camden Luca as well. This will be crucial for the early stages here. The hard tires not firing off as well as the mediums. And it's all single file from here. McLaren splitting the strategy. Charles on the mediums, Berlin on the hard tire. As Omega holding off DeGabri. He might have some damage, or he might be playing it really safe. It could be the later option. As Vince started on those soft tires, he's way off in the back. I think he definitely had a problem. Mina, nice move here on Chibar. And have we gotten those audio problems fixed, Silent? All right, TJ, that's you. Let us know if you hear Silent here. He mentioned you took Silent into a whole new level. Good one, TJ. Good one. So I was anticipating seeing some drivers on the soft tires, not in this particular situation, but before coming here, because I thought it would be useful for our platinum race. But We didn't really get to see what a true strategy would have been. Vapor on broom handle, and he's going to look for it. So we got the mediums and the hard tires to play out. And we'll see how that all... We have a yellow in the back. This is going to be... What's Chibar? He's got a missing front right wing plate. TJ says he still can't... We still can't hear you for some reason. Hopefully, I don't know. There should be another setting in the actual console if you go to the party settings, and then there's another settings. So we got Degabri on Omega. That's for 10th. Omega's coming to the pit lane. Shabar should be as well. Yep. And Vince carries on. If that truly is, I don't know if that's a disconnect. We got Sir Vapor on broom handle. This time it should be a little bit better for the Red Bull. Yes, it is. Sir Vapor's got some speed. We didn't do predictions. I didn't really. We had some technical difficulties, but Sir Vapor can definitely challenge, as is Charles and Syrah. They just have to make sure Tebow doesn't get too far away, keep him in somewhat control. Although Singapore is such a long race, 31 laps, almost a minute 40-ish, definitely in the hards, somewhere around there, maybe high 130s. It's a long lap. A lot can go wrong and a lot can change from one lap to the next, one sector to the next, one corner to the next. At any moment, you know, you see Charles riding right behind broom handle. Any moment he can miss the corner just like that. I did not plan that, I swear. Watch out, Broom. Where are you going? Oh, Broom's got to do the three-point turn, and he should have a spot here behind Degabri. Right behind Mina. So big mistake from the AlphaTauri broom handle, and I was just mentioning it. Almost time. I'm pretty sure that was timed to perfection. And that is a big race. I wouldn't say, oh, and he's got tire temp issues, and he was close to not get hit there. You got to cool the car down. Cool the tire temps down, and the tire temp issues. If you don't have the correct setup, if you don't have been pushing a little too much, that's what you're gonna get right there. And I don't know what it looked like. Broom just kind of went deep. He broke a little too late, and he wasn't gonna get under that section where that bridge is. It's actually, I believe it's a section of seats. So now it's Sir Vapor followed by Sir Charles Syrah. And this is for the podium positions here. Palmer still at that 1.5 seconds. Keeping tabs on Tebow. And that next group is not too far behind. Usually Singapore, we start to see some bigger gaps because it's more of a technical track. It's a lot more difficult than a track like we were at 2 weeks ago, which I still can't seem to remember, of Austria. Austria, very easy track compared to this one, and that's what brings the field very close together. Now at a street circuit, first one of the season, 23 corners I think Silent mentioned earlier on in the stream. And that's where you see those gaps. So it looks like it might just be me tonight again. For I believe the second week running. I don't know who I had at Austria, but we were trying to get Turkey Whacker into the booth a few weeks ago, and that seemed to fall away. And we try to get Silent in here for his first one, and it seems like he's having some problems connecting. So I'm going to rely on the comments. I'm here looking at the YouTube comments right now, so bring in some comments or questions if you have any. Singapore, it's going to be a long one. I don't think I could talk through it all. So I'm going to rely on you guys. Gap out in front looks to be increasing. Tebow, a 3-second gap now. Got Palmer. It's his first debut season here in Silver Class, as well as Tebow. But I want to shout out Got Palmer for a pretty nice start to the season. He's been getting more consistent in these podiums, and he sees himself right in a contention for the win possibly here tonight. Still a long race, and he's still keeping tabs on the Ferrari out in front. Looks like Sir Charles got past Sir Vapor. I'm sorry, I missed that. So now you got the McLaren leading this trio. Sir Vapor, just outside that DRS, he's going to be vulnerable. Down to turn 5. Syrah opens the DRS. This should be a move here for the Williams. I like that squeeze by the Red Bull. It was a simple move by the Williams, but the Red Bull made it difficult. And that's what you got to do to your competitors. This is the tricky bit right here. You can lose the car so easily, clip the wall on the right. You're putting a lot of load into the final hairpin, slowing the car way, way down. And if you're going to have any tire temp issues, you're going to have them there. And then it's only going to get worse throughout. As we have a yellow, this is going to be Vince, I believe. But he seems to keep on going. We still have our 16 drivers. As we have Blend Machine on the back of Rafa Hulk and DeGabri right behind. Camden, Rafa Hulk, Blend Machine. They are all on, I guess you can say, the reverse strategy. And the only reason these drivers are on the mediums and hards is due to the wet qualifying. Typically, you would not see that. So we have a VSC for I don't know. We have a VSC. We might have, remember, I don't know if anyone remembers, but there used to be Mina's taking advantage here. Good job. Oh, maybe that. He's got no wing on that car, and that could be the reason. So Mina's taking advantage of his own VSC. Vince will say thank you. Oh. Yeah, I wanted to point out, just because we saw Vince do that, the pit entrance here is wrong. The white line, Vince got down to pit lane speed, but that's not actually the line. So he actually accelerated a little bit more to get to the line and got a penalty for that, which... Oh, he might get another one if he crosses over. Yeah, pit lane here is interesting, I have to say the least. But yeah, that's not really his mistake. I mean, it's more or less the game. The game has it wrong, and anyways, Palmer, it seemed like in the VSC he was able to drop down the gap a little bit, but I still think Tebow is controlling this quite nicely. Now those drivers on the hards, this race could really come play into their hands as soon as these medium drivers pit. We still have no safety cars here on lap 9. Everyone's still in this race. Medium runners probably can do another 7, 8 or so laps until they might want to put those hards on to make it a 1-stop or possibly a 2-stop. Some drivers might opt to do medium hard, some might do medium soft, or a mixture. McSwim, did he clip the wall there? Let's check it on. Yep, he's got a chip of the wing on the right side, front right side. Now to P6, Camden Luca on those hard tires, starting to reel in Survapor. Does Survapor have some damage? No, it looks to be alright. It could just be the pace at this stage. The mediums, they're going to start to drop at around 10 to 15 laps is all they're really good for. And Camden Luca will have the DRS. And as the Red Bull did for the other Williams a few laps ago, he does the same here on this set of Williams. Gonna fight it through here, side by side. Still great stuff. Red Bull's gonna hold on. And you really can't go much farther than that. Great racing side by side, and they both are continuing on. Not much damage, actually no damage. Yeah, TJ, it's only lap 9. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be a long one. McSwim pits here. That's alright, though. Oh, it just got interesting. We got some rain, and ladies and gentlemen, we got some rain. McSwim putting on the intermediates, it's way too early. And if you're watching this back, it's totally the wrong call. Totally the wrong call. We might see a DNF here. This is going to be terrible for McSwim. It's nowhere near wet conditions. And he just... Oh, Blinn got caught up in it. And that's a VSC. Yeah, McSwim, this is... I mean, McSwim, he's totally entitled to put those intermediates on. But you also are entitled to control your car, and he's clearly not. He's considerably off the pace, although you could also say the same token. Blinn Machine possibly should have seen him on green wool tires, and oh, why is he so slow? But it's really a guessing game at that point. Blinn had someone behind him of DeGabry. Now DeGabry's in front of him. Blinn Machine's got a broken wing, and it's all due to McSwim, who now retired out of this race, ruined his race, and also Blinn Machine's race. So now we have full course safety car, and possibly that might feel a little bit better for Blinn Machine. I'm sure he's pissed right now, chewing off the air of Sir Charles, letting him hear it. And you know what? It was about 2 weeks ago where when I've been feeling the same pain as Blinn Machine. Sometimes you're just at the wrong place at the wrong time and you can't do nothing. And you know what? It happens. It happens. The Williams are staying out. Come on, Blinn. Blinn's coming to the pits. Monkey is continuing on. The top three actually stayed out. Actually, no, Tebow pitted, but he put on some hards. Yeah, you definitely do hate to see it, but the good thing is Blinn's back in this race with this safety car, and as mentioned earlier, this race changes on a dime. I mean, from one corner, Blinn Machine was looking pretty. The next, something happened. It turned ugly. It turned ugly real quick. That's what one corner can do at Singapore. This race changes on a dime. 5 minutes ago, it was green flag racing. Everyone was having fun, and it was dry as could be, and now we're in this predicament. Yeah, he didn't lose much either. He was only lost one position, and the rain was coming anyway, so it didn't affect his strategy. Everyone was coming in, and you know what? The safety car actually neutralizes the field to where everyone has an opportunity to put those intermediates on, which I think it's going to get to. I do remember actually, was it last week, Sir Charles? He had the intermediates on in the safety car phase, or was that France? I don't remember. Someone, I remember he was on the intermediates and then he went off the intermediates, and he should have stayed on the intermediates. But now he's coming. Don't tell me, Charlie boy, what are we doing? Oh man, he's coming into the pits. Oh, Charles, what are we doing? Is he putting, what is he putting on? He's putting the mediums on. This is interesting. Wow. And you know what? McSwim would have still had the inners on. He would have never thought to put the mediums on. This is going to be interesting. And you know what? Tebow on those hards, they're going to be cold as could be. They're fresh hards, but I mean, Hards even in the dry are cold and not really the best. So I don't know, maybe a soft tire would have been better here. Or maybe definitely a medium. Medium's definitely better than the hard tire. Unless it's not supposed to be raining that much, but it looks like if it's raining on lap 13, it looks like it's pretty wet. It's going to continue raining. But you know what, the field is so spread out that we might be able, it might get to the point where more drivers will start to pit and this safety car will extend. As Vince retired right on track, which is, I know we already have a safety car, but I don't know why you would just retire. Chibar hopefully putting the intermediates on. Do we have someone with... There we go. That's what they call El Plan. Chibar's on the El Plan. El Plan. Yeah, it's right at that crossover. See, Ross coming into the pits. Did he just cut? I don't know. Yeah, but that's a penalty right there, and I'm submitting you for that, baby. These stewards, they're gonna settle this straight after the race for sure. So, Sir Vapor was continuing on. It looked like Sirab possibly cut over the curbs as well, but I didn't get a full look of it. So one half of the Williams pit. Camden still out. And as mentioned, the field is so spread out. I mean, they gotta wait for Chibar, unless the game just goes for it. Omega still in the final few corners, and the safety car is about in the middle sector. So if I'm anyone on the dry tires, I'd get off them. And Sir Charles did exactly what he did last week. And I mean, if he pits now, he's gonna be back down there with Mina as Omega pits. So I mean, how many times we pitting, folks? At some point, the safety car's got to come in, correct? At some point, this baby's got to come in. So Omega's on the intermediate. There we go. So it's in this lap. All right. So yeah, Chibar, you gotta go, baby. You don't have a delta. You just have to go for it. Same with Omega. Hopefully they get caught up. There doesn't look like it. So the top two missed their opportunity to pit. They're gonna risk crashing their car. If honestly, if I were them, I'd probably come in right away. I wouldn't even start the race. I mean, you would have intel already. You would see by your temperatures. I mean, this could be Camden going. We don't know. With these tires, this could be him going. Yeah, he decides to pit to go. So we're green flag racing, and yeah, this is not correct at all. Tebow's gonna get swallowed up here. Look at Blend Machine back here. See Raw down the inside. Look at the grip. Look at the confidence. Yeah. You look at the confidence. Look at the Red Bulls coming through. Just push. Oh, Mina spun it. Yeah. Sir Charles getting overtaken by Syrah. Yeah, some questionable strategy calls here. Syrah making moves, baby. Taking on Tebow. He's waving to his teammate. Remember when I was on those hard tires one lap ago? Yeah, I decided to pit. You didn't. And now I'm in P3. Look at the difference in speeds. Sir Vapor should have a move here on Tebow. Now, where are you going to move on Williams? You don't want to take yourself out, but yeah, you got to dance right around the outside. Look at Monkey Mafia. Just got that full-time seat in the Ferrari. He's looking good. And he just overtook his teammate. So the Ferraris and Williams swapped as far as teammates. Tebow almost into the wall. Blin Machine as almost does the same thing. Mina, after that spin, already caught back up to these dry tires. These drivers still on dries. Mina continues. DeGabri is out. And that's a full course safety car. Mina's still overtaken. Mina, where are you going? Oh, this is here we go. Yep, so we got a few drivers coming in. Mina's going to continue. Charles is still on the meet. Blin. Unless it's going back dry. But for the moment, I'm calling the McLarens right out. It does now. I'm starting to think. It does look like it's getting more wet, right, Bottom? It does. It looks like it's getting more wet. It does not look anything dry. And if this safety car is going to be out for another 3 laps, will it get dry again? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm more clueless than some of the drivers here right now. And they have the weather forecast. I don't. But I sure would say I would be on some intermediates right now. Especially now let's say it does go back dry, right? Cool, it goes back dry. But right now, what is it? It's intermediate. It's wets. It's wet conditions. Tebow, Charles, Blin, Broom. If Sir Vapor got off the dry, he was on the intermediate, I believe. Now he's on the dries again. They all could have been on the intermediate tire right now and still would have been in the same position. They wouldn't really lose anything because you have the safety car. Now it's going to go back green, and they're going to risk losing their car and their race because they're on a tire that's not meant for that condition. So as we see some others coming in now, it's really that crossover. I still think it's getting wetter. This is absolutely insane. We just saw Syrah, we got Palmer, Monkey Mafia, Mina, Rafa, all the drivers who pitted who look like geniuses. Now it looks like these guys are the genius. Now Camden, who Camden was on the dry tire when we first started the first safety car. And he was on the wrong tire. Now we're going to start this safety car and he's going to be on the wrong tire. Because it does look like it's now drying up, but the thing is, it's still, it won't, it's right at that crossover period, but the safety car might be coming in, because it's already said it's not waiting for Omega. It's not waiting for Chibar. So as long as these drivers catch up by the end of the Sector 2, that second pack I'm talking about, in which that would be Got Palmer, he decided to put on those soft tires, which now the track looks really starting to dry up here. It's funny because half the from, I guess, Got Palmer down were all in the back. They were just all in the front. Now they're back in the back again. And this totally reversed the races and the strategies of the drivers. Now Camden Luca definitely has to get this off this intermediate. He definitely has to come into the pits. It was like just a Singapore shower. It was one of those summer evening, summer afternoon, right now where it's summer night. Midnight showers. Comes and goes 5 minutes. But the thing that I know it's hot in Singapore, but with that amount of rain, it doesn't dry up that quick. Which I think is kind of funny. It dried up real quick. What? Now what's happening here? Is this Chibar? We're gonna have some discussions after this. We're gonna have a long talk about this plan you got going. It ain't working. It ain't working. He decides to put on mediums, which... Oh, he had the front wing. He got the front wing, okay. Because he's had two safety cars that have been out for probably 3 laps each, as it's going to come in this lap time. And I think he's lost more time under this safety car than gained time and close up to his competitors. Yeah, we're going to have a nice long talk. Nice learning lesson. But keep going. You got it. Keep going. These are tricky conditions, and honestly, you need, for those looking to improve, you need all of this experience in racing and league racing. All the laps, they all count. Rather than retiring, even though you're last, work on yourself. You got to work on yourself before you can start racing others. So that's my suggestion here. Safety cars coming in this lap, and man, just like that, we're in a whole new race. Tebow back out in front with his rival Sir Charles and the other McLaren. And this is a completely different race. Got Palmer, those soft tires. They're not going to last long, so he's going to need another pit stop, but I guess he's banking on another safety car. I don't know why, maybe that's all he had left. Camden Luca on Monkey, Mafia. Siraj deep into the... Oh, I don't know if he might have hit the wall there. Rafa Hulk takes on P7. Looks clean on the front wing by Siraj, but he's struggling going down the order. on those hard tires. He's gonna let his teammate by. Oh, I think he might have hit the wall. At least on my screen he did. Did he hit the wall? No, it looks like he's got the wing, if anything, very light, but man, that almost ruined his race. So we got Palmer right behind Broomhandle. So got Palmer, he's holding the pan. I guess you know what the AlphaTauri guys got. He's going to be sweeping up P5 here. Got Palmer on those soft tires. Making a move back towards the front as now Rafa Hulk wanted some as well. Nice move by the Haas. I tell you, Rafa Hulk, he started this season really nice. He's got himself a few podiums. Consistently, I believe he's got 3 podiums in a row, and then he had last 2 weeks haven't been kind to him. Rafa Hulk's quick. DRS now enabled. Sir Vapor, he's holding on to that penalty. Remember, he really cut over those pit lane. He might be getting another one if we see that. Rafa Hulk powers through on Palmer, and he's on those mediums, those softs. They're really quick, but they don't last too long. And I think that's everything from that soft tire. The mediums are probably quicker at this stage, as Rafa Hulk just proved. Rafa Hulk also has fresher tires than those in front, and when I mean those in front, I mean Vapor and the McLarens. And then we got the 2 contenders. Now, if you would have told me through all those safety cars and rain, not rain, dry tire, wet tire, and all that kerfuffle, that Tebow and Sir Charles, the 2 contenders, would be number 1, number 2, I would have said you're crazy. And Sir Charles, if you're watching this back, I apologize for ripping you on the strategy. This week you got it right. Last time you didn't, and you can acknowledge that one. But this one you got right, and you're right up here battling with your contender. That's what I love to see. Now, will Charles go for a move on the front stretch? No, he didn't get a good run. He's going to have to save it for turn 5, I do believe. Tebow's going to go a little bit defensive, but Charles is like, go ahead. I'm going to get you on the next one. Tebow's good to go to the end. He's on those hards. The McLaren might need to stop again, but you know what? We're in the last 10 laps. I think he's good to go to the end. Charles is going to make his move on lap 22. And Tebow's going to fight him. Coming around the outside, but he's off track. He can't keep it there. And, yep, he has to hold and yield to the McLaren. It's McLaren and Ferrari. And another McLaren, a Blinn machine, who is proving another... We were just saying earlier on in the stream how his race really turned with McSwim when it started raining, and now he's up in a podium contention. The ups and downs in this race, especially from Blind Machine on his side, has been tremendous. He still has work to do, though. He's got Sir Vapor behind him. He's holding a penalty, though. And Rafa Hulk. Who sees another podium in striking distance. And you know what? If he could pass Blind Machine, look at Vapor. He's really pushing. Rafa Hulk can say, maybe I can even get a win. I could still see the leaders, which is true. There's plenty of time. Anything could happen. Sir Vapor goes to the right-hand side of the track. Blind's going to cover him off, but the Red Bull dancing around the outside. Now we're into turn 3. Red Bull gets the traction, and I believe now it's Blind Machine's turn. He's got the DRS. Who gets the best run? Blind Machine, is he gonna try it? Vapor goes defensive. We also have Luca on the old soft tires of Palmer, and yes, 5 flaps is old. Welcome, Gucci Gamer, on the Twitch stream, on the Twitch side of things. Welcome, welcome. Sir Vapor's right outside that DRS zone of Blind, and that's gonna help him in this race. Try to break away from this pack behind as Blind now gets a penalty, followed by Rafa Hulk. So that all means now nothing. Now Camden Luca could be the biggest winner out of this, as well as Palmer, because they are penalty free. I wonder what happened to Rafa Hulk when he was following Blind Machine. I wonder, because sometimes if you're following the other guy, you'll just kind of keep following the other guy, and when that guy makes a mistake, you also make a mistake because you're following that guy. I wonder if Rafa Hulk did that. Blind Machine went wide in the last corner, got himself a penalty. Rafa Hulk followed him and did the exact same. I wonder if that was what happened with the Haas driver here. Back out in front, it's still Sir Charles. Half a second only on the Ferrari. And these two, if it continues at this rate, it's going to be an ultimate challenge in the silver class. Season 12 champion of silver, Sir Charles. Your championship leader, right here, Thibaut. And these two have been going back and forth. Tit for tat. And they've really been challenging each other to the next level. Sir Charles has only the one win. It seemed like he would have had another win, I believe, at France, but a penalty removed him from the podium. As we have a VSC here. It's going to neutralize the field. Nice, at least you tried to get in to the pit lane. Good stuff, good stuff. So we have VSC, that's all. Just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone for tuning in on the Twitch and the YouTube. This is the silver class. We race on 8:45 EST, and tomorrow is the Golden Class. Same time, same place tomorrow. And the top division here in TCR Platinum Class races on Thursday. Also 8:45 Eastern for their Singapore Grand Prix, as we are back green here tonight. Next week we go to the debut track of Jeddah, which for Silver and Golden, it's the normal races, but for Platinum Class, it's the full qualifying event. Last few years, we've been running it at Monaco. This season, Monaco's not on the schedule, but Jeddah is. And that serves the full qualifying event, so that's pretty much the midway in season 13, which is unbelievable to already be mentioning halfway. And that's going to be very interesting and fun. Can't wait to view the crazy street circuit that is the high speeds of Jeddah. It's going to be terrific driving it, also commentating it myself. Hopefully everyone will tune in next week and enjoy that one. Definitely won't want to miss it. It's gonna be crazy. Now we have a chat here on the Twitch side of things from the Dirk. He says back to rain in 10 minutes. Now I don't know what credentials where he's getting his news articles, but I think we're safe right now. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it did. As we see a bunch of drivers on the soft tires back in from P9 down. Oh, he said from Jeff. Oh, well, are you a driver? I'm not recognizing the Twitch username. The Dirk. Although, if you're getting it from Jeff, I don't know how accurate that is. Apparently you can change the Jeff as far as his accent, is that true? I wonder if like the European Jeff is more accurate than the traditional Jeff. Or could you still change that? I'm not too sure. Oh, he's watching Omega. Oh, welcome. He's an Omega fan. Alright, so it says we possibly might be getting some rain again. I think it might be a little too late to put on the intermediates, but it will prove some difficult conditions through the end of this race. Syrah and got Palmer. Syrah made the move because Palmer, 9-lap-old softs. He's going to have to pit, I believe, because they're just not going to really be good for him continuing forward unless he thinks he's got the gap. He's got 7.5 seconds to broom handle. Rafa Hulk should be the quickest guy on track. We'll monitor the fastest laps here. Let's check it out. Yes, it is. 38.448 for Rafa Hulk. He'd get himself an extra point if he's in the top 10. As he continues like this, it should be all is good. So lap 28 of 31. Yeah, TJ, there's 4 laps left, but you know what? Even if you got a glimpse of rain, it still is a tricky condition. Not that you're going to have to pit, but it's still a condition you have to go through. And, you know, it's a minute 40 or so around this place, so, you know, 2 laps is already, you know, 2 minutes or so. Or more, actually, almost 4 minutes. Yeah, Sir Charles still commanding the lead. Tebow right on the back gearbox, putting pressure. Now the mediums are going to start to fall off. The hards, they should still be consistent. Just consistently slow. We also have Sir Vapor on fresher mediums, but he's carrying that penalty. And unless something major happens, he's not going to be getting the win here today. Let's take a quick look at the penalties. We have 3 seconds for Vapor and Blinn. Back to Syrah, 6 seconds. And for the most here tonight, Omega, 9 seconds. Sorry to the Dirk watching. Not too well from the Alfa Romeo team, but this looks like an opportunity for the Ferrari here, using all the battery under the 30% mark. Charles defending it nicely, and he's leaving the outside clear for the Ferrari. And Charles got to fight this back, but this corner radius tightens up very quickly, and Tebow back into the lead of this race on lap 29. Charles still has an opportunity here. He's got to keep with the DRS, see if those tires are still alive. But I think Tebow's pushing, and I think he's made his move right at the right moment. Charles has no choice but to use some battery there to keep up, but 3/10 to Tebow in this final sector. It looks like Tebow was pushing Tebow pushing, but come on, what are we doing here? It's a long one, 29 laps. Every other track we would have been over with. And there's your rain. I think we got some rain. Was that rain? Can't tell. I think it's just the glare. Yeah, it's pretty much Tebow was pushing Charles through that last sector, and he was able to pull the gap. Charles still has that DRS. He's got to push in this final corner to even have an opportunity, but even if he gets there, he's got no battery at all. And this race many times went up and down and upside down. But it still amazes me, the quick drivers, they rise to the top. And that's what Tebow's been able to do here today. Starting on that pole position, the only thing he doesn't have is that fastest lap, which I believe Rafa Hulk still holds. Rafa Hulk on broom handle. Another nice move. Rafa Hulk's been putting some nice moves together in this race, and that was another one there. He's got the tire advantage, yes, but you still have to get it done. And you know what? I will say, even though we had those technical difficulties with my co-commentator, at some point I'll find a co-commentator. As I mentioned back in round 1, at some point we'll get this right. But it's a really enjoyable race. Especially that middle section. I mean, you could try to analyze it if you want, but you really can't. I've never seen that before. And that actually might show a glimpse of tomorrow for the Golden class, and even for Thursday for the Platinum class. I mean, that similar weather conditions can still apply. From pole position to the race win here is Tebow, Sir Charles, and Sir Vapor is your top three unofficially. And what a race by Tebow. You know, I was predicting earlier on it could have been another recovery drive, and no, I mean, at some point it could have been. Because this race definitely took a turn. But he managed it well, and he drove well. He just kept going with the conditions. Whatever they threw at him, he was able to recover from. And he timed that last overtake on Sir Charles flawlessly to secure the victory. So another win will go Tebow's way, and that championship will open up a little bit more by another 7 points. Yeah, I do think that Vapor definitely got a penalty for that one. I do believe that was a... I mean, he went right over the curbs. I mean, if you're going over the white line barely, I mean, that's a different story possibly. But yeah, no, that one, he left it late. He left it late for sure. So that'll probably demote him from the podiums in the end of it, but we'll still give a chat with him. I'll invite the top three. Probably not Tebow, because I don't. Unlike previous weeks, I've always had someone that speaks Spanish, but that definitely can't translate. Alright. Alright. So I was watching a, I've never done this before, but I'm kind of nervous. I was watching, the F1 race reactions by WTF1, and I think I should I do a quick rundown of the driver list here? This could get interesting. Take a sip of water and I'll give it a try. So your race results are Tebow, Charles, Vapor, Camden, Blin, Sirai, Palmer, Rafa, Broom, Monkey, Omega, Mina, Chibar, Degabri, Vincent, McSwim. That's all you're getting out of me. And I'm not going to say that was a great attempt, but it was an attempt. Alright, let me get into the theater mode here, and I'll invite Charles and Vapor. I won't be able to talk to Tebow, but if you're watching this back, good race, and Congratulations. And we'll get into the showroom here. We'll go to the Red Bull. Oh. Alright, give me one moment to invite the third and second, and we'll get a few questions from him. Alright, so we are joined with our top two, or third and second. We have the Red Bull of Not Sir Vapor. Firstly, do you have your sharing settings on?
It's on now.
Okay, great. Congratulations on the podium here today. Talk us through. I'm trying to think of a question. It was a long race. Talk us through just the race. I mean, it was crazy, especially through that mixed wet conditions. You had some nice overtakes, some nice defends with some Williams throughout the race. Ultimately get to P3, and then after that, I have one question concerning the pit lane.
Yeah. So it was. I mean, I had a good start. I actually got damage, wing damage. That's why everyone was overtaking me on my first stint on the mediums. But then when the safety car came out, I got back on the mediums, and then I actually went on the hards, and then I fixed my wing. And then I saw I wasn't ready. It wasn't good enough for dry, so I went back on the inters, made some overtakes on the inters, on the people on the dries. And I know it was a safety car. And I think that's where you're gonna ask me about that next question. Is my entry in that pit entry?
Yeah, you know it. What happened there?
I actually lost control. I wasn't actually planning on pitting, and I lost control. And then I was like, you know what? I think from the beginning of the race, I saw on the the startup screen, it said it's gonna be dry at the end, and then Jeff told me it's gonna dry up, but it wasn't really drying up. But so I was like, I'm already in the pits, might as well go on the dries. And I think people ahead of me were already on the drive, so it was a mistake, but I actually lost control. I already knew someone was gonna ask about that, but yeah.
Oh man, what do you think the stewards will say? You can explain that one to these stewards.
They can watch my point of view. They can see I really didn't have control, but I'll take the penalty if I have to take it. But
yeah. Well, yeah. Nonetheless, any predictions for next week? We're at Jeddah for the first time. Have you had any experience on league racing at Jeddah, and what are you expecting?
Well, I actually have 0 track time on Jeddah, so I haven't even played it since they added it into the game. So I actually have to go practice. So I have a couple of league races there this week. So yeah, so it's going to be a struggle, but I think I'll be fine. I'll figure it out.
Absolutely, and also in Real F1 is also at Jeddah, so it's going to be a week of Saudi Arabia. Hopefully, we all come out alive.
Yeah, oil money.
No airstrikes.
All right, good stuff, Faber. We'll see you here next week.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. And for P2, Sir Charles, welcome back on the podium. Hopefully it stands this time.
Yeah.
On the stream, I definitely it was critical on the McLaren strategy. But one lap later, it all turned nicely, and I even gave an apology on stream because it actually all turned out. Did you know it was going to change that quickly? I mean, you have the weather, but I mean, was it more luck or was it you knew what you were doing?
You know, I should probably claim that I'm my genius here, but I gotta admit it was 100% luck. Actually, I switched onto the inters, and then under the safety car, I had to go to the bathroom. So I went to go up and go to the bathroom, and when I came back, the AI was pitting for mediums.
Oh, okay.
I was initially very upset, but it ended up... It worked somehow, so here I am, I guess.
Wow, is that the now? Here's another question. I only because you mentioned it. Is that the first time you've went to the bathroom during the race? What do you hop out of the car or do you do it right in the car?
This is interesting. I'm actually very curious about this answer.
No, I mean I just put. I mean.
Did you get no? Honestly, did you get up and go to the bathroom, or did you have something?
Yeah, I mean I'm on a controller, so I just paused it, turned it on mute, and ran to the bathroom real quick.
Wow. Is this the is this the first time you've done this?
Yeah, unfortunately I can't use that same excuse for Austria, and we won't talk about that anymore.
Well, that one was your fault, the strategy call.
Yeah.
But that's the first time I've ever heard someone pause during the safety car, go use the bathroom, come back, and be like, all right, let's go.
I mean, I feel like it's. I mean,
no, it's not.
I mean, I feel. I mean, I've done it. I mean, it's definitely not the first time I've done it, and I feel like sometimes just. I mean, I pause half the time under safety car anyway, so I mean.
I mean, I've been in a lot of league races. I've never once thought, you know what? Let me leave and go to the bathroom and come back. I've never.
I mean, until today, nothing strange has happened when I've done that. So, and it's better for your concentration if you don't do the rest of the race having to pee. So.
I mean, all good points. I'm not dissing it. I'm just amazed by it, I guess.
Yeah.
And then on the last few laps, Tebow was able to get by. Anything else you could have done? It looked like he was really pushing you through the final sector and throughout the lap. I think the mediums were going off. Anything else you could have done there?
Yeah, I probably pushed my tires trying to get past them a little bit too much early in the stint. That's something I was really careful not to do in the first stint, and I think it worked out better. But yeah, I was just kind of sliding all over the place, and I was a little upset that he overtook me around the outside there, but. I thought I was going to outbrake him pretty easily, but he seemed to be pretty good on the brakes going into that turn. But yeah, I mean, that was my last splurge of ERS on that straightaway too, so I mean, I was a sitting duck the next 2 laps anyway. I don't think it really would have made a difference, so I honestly don't think there's much I could have done to alter the result. I might have been able to hold him off for another lap or so, but like I said, it wouldn't have really mattered in the end, so.
Nice. And predictions for Jeddah next week? Have you done any league races at Jeddah? Any other 50% races? And do you think you can challenge your championship contender?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Not Sir Vapor. I have done a few 5-lappers in which I've been horribly off the pace at Jeddah because I'm just throwing random setups and hoping they work. But I'm more or less in the same boat as Not Sir Vapor. I really have pretty much next to no track time, so I honestly don't know what to expect. It seems like a fun track, probably a bit more treacherous of a street circuit than Singapore, I predict, but at least you won't have to worry about rain, probably. I mean, as soon as I say that, it'll probably rain, because Codemasters, but I'm assuming we won't have to deal with rain next week.
Yeah, well, if at any point you need to use the bathroom, I'm sure there'll be a few safety cars to do so, so...
Yeah.
You got a little
Hopefully.
practice in this week, but I think that'll do it. for the race here today for Silver Class. It was a very nice race, and I was happy to commentate over it. Apologies for the COCOM technical difficulties once again, but eventually we'll get this thing. We'll get this thing going by next week. Check out Golden and Platinum tomorrow and Thursday. Next week for Jeddah, we have more information down below on Fanatec affiliation, Drink Alchemy. You can use 10% off. Use code TCR at checkout, and we also have a few sign-ups available. You can go to our website. With that being said, hopefully we can do it all again, same time, same place next week, and we'll see you at Golden tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.